Hey everybody, happy Monday! I'm going to switch things up a little bit tonight. Not an outside vlog, we're going to do a little bit of a home vlog. But it is after 7 o'clock at night. There is a reason why I'm standing in front of the Slammy Award that was won for the greatest vlog of all time. Today is the 25th anniversary of WWE Raw, formerly WWF Raw, taking place 2 locations in New York City, at the Barclays Center and at the Manhattan Center. I think I'm saying those 2 things the correct way. 25 years ago today, I was there for the first show ever. It's an incredible feeling already watching the pre-show, seeing some of the older talent and years gone by. It's hard to believe that it's 25 years already, because it obviously gives away a little bit of age here. Obviously I was not 10 years old when I went to that show. This is an incredible night, and I think I'm gonna just shoot a little bit of video and watch along with you guys. Alright, so since I missed the gym night altogether so I could stay home and watch wrestling, which seems like a good thing to do, a good decision, we're going to clear the fridge of some older beers too. It's Monday night. So the first one is the Cigar City 110K OT 9th batch Imperial Oatmeal Raisin Cookie Beer. Let's test it out. And this is what it looks like. It smells pretty interesting. Wow. It's kind of like a stout meets an oatmeal cookie. Alright, alright, alright. 30 minutes away. Excitement is really building. I really, truly wish that I had taken the plunge and spent the money to go to New York for tonight. There are very few times that I think I feel compelled to have to watch or be a part of some type of wrestling event, because most things, I think, as you see me kind of go through things today, the events of today, at least the major cards for WWE, not where I think that they could be based off of the talent level that they have out there, but having everybody come back for the one night or the one anniversary, this is kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. I'll be really curious to see who shows up, what moments are made tonight, and take it in, at least through the TV. Kinda is cool, although I'm really genuinely jealous if we have any viewers out there that are in New York tonight and at that show. So, in any event, moving on to a different beer. This time it's Iron Maiden Hollowed. And we haven't tried this one out yet. This one came out about 6 months ago or so. Joey actually found this for us in the store, so we picked this up. So I am anxious to try out Hollowed, see how it goes. Wow. I like this one a lot. This is a Belgian style beer. Feels like hints of maybe cinnamon or ginger or something in there. I don't know. But this is really good. I mean, this might even be better than regular Trooper. Let's get back to wrestling. I know you guys are always asking to see some of the collectible stuff that we have, and we do have a full shelf of kind of like sports stuff here, but I'm going to pull down some of these wrestling things so you guys can see. Alright, no particular order here, just things that we have up on the shelf at this point. Somewhat in order, but still very dusty. The first things up, these are from Ring of Honor, I believe. They're either from Ring of Honor or New Japan. But these were AJ Styles gloves. Let's see if we can put them together here to kind of somewhat make his sign here. But you know, you'd usually see him holding them up together. I think he has similar gloves now in the WWE, but these are autographed. AJ Styles and Phenomenal One on the side. So these were pretty cool to come by. I'm very happy to have them. Next, I know we've said this before, kind of jokingly, but this is our Slammy Award. It is really heavy. This baby weighs like, probably like a good 10 pounds or so. So it's a Slammy. Next up, oh my!
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Alexa, everybody has a trouble understanding The Undertaker. This is The Undertaker's urn. Dead man. In here. Next is not a WWE collectible, but if you live in Orlando and you're a wrestling fan, chances are more than likely that at some point you went to a TNA taping. TNA still exists today as Impact Wrestling, but they had, you know, obviously their own champions, etc. This belt has changed a couple of times since this time, but this is a replica of the TNA World Heavyweight Championship from the 2008, 2009, 2010 era. So we've got this, and you've got these plates. I think the belt is gorgeous itself, other than needing to maybe kind of sit like this for a little bit to unbend this. But the big thing about this particular title, because we did, you know, pick up this title, the big thing is in 2010, you guys know, I believe it was 2010, if I'm getting the dates right at this point, and I might get them wrong, so I don't want any heat and negative comments down below. Hulk Hogan joined the organization. It was kind of like the white whale. You know, Hogan is joining, things are going to go the way that we think they're going to go. We're going to compete with Raw, we're going to go Monday nights, we're going to, you know, blow WWE out. But in any event, this belt is signed by Hulk Hogan, and I kind of get the rare trifecta here. Dixie Carter, who owned TNA at the time, and Eric Bischoff. So, kind of unique to have all three of them together on the belt, I think, in my opinion at least. Next up is this kind of cheaper, plasticky... Alexa thinks we're talking to it again. Next up is this kind of cheaper, plasticky spinner belt. We picked this up at, I think it was WrestleMania, not the last WrestleMania last year, but the last time that it was in Orlando. But in any event, this is a pretty cool item. It looks really good, even in person, even though despite it's plastic. But this belt we had signed by CM Punk. So I really like that belt a lot. And then we've got our Money in the Bank briefcase. And for as stupid as this thing is, it's literally a plastic briefcase with just the Money in the Bank sticker. I think it's the coolest thing, considering that people walk around with this stupid briefcase for the better part of, you know, a year, looking to cash it in to win their championship. And inside the briefcase, we had a couple of like kid belts, and I can't remember who we have on these belts. Oh, here we go. These were belts that we had signed at NXT events. So at NXT, FCW, just so you guys should know, point of reference, before it was this huge thing that people were clamoring to come to, FCW was just the developmental territory that kind of took over from OVW for WWE to have their talent come in. And as a result, in order to get fans to attend their events, they would have main stars kind of come out to the events. And they also would put out pretty much all of their roster to sign things and take pictures, free pictures, and things like that before the event. So we have this toy kids spinner belt, and this is signed by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one of my favorites of all time. And this is pretty funny. The next person that signed this, that's Kelly that signed it next to Ricky Steamboat. And then we have what I believe is Bo, it should be Bo Dallas that signed it, I believe. And then we have Andy Levine, who won Tough Enough years back, and didn't make it through the developmental program. On this side, this becomes even more difficult to tell you who everybody is. But we have Bill DeMott, who is no longer with the WWE organization. I'm not sure who this is. Could be Finn Balor. I'm not sure. I don't think that it is. And then this one is also difficult to know who that is. And then we have Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan we actually had really good interactions with for years at the FCW shows, so that's kind of funny. And then last but not least, we have this other kid's heavyweight championship belt, formerly the NWA WCW heavyweight championship belt. And this one again, signed by CM Punk. And I can't imagine who else signed this thing. So, we do have Ricardo. If you remember, Ricardo would come out with Alberto Del Rio. Caitlyn signed this. There's rumors that Caitlyn was coming back. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize this. Jinder Mahal signed the belt. Look at that. This looks like it's like Brooke, but I can't remember if there's a Brooke in WWE. We do have CJ for CJ Parker, who really had a bad run in NXT, but is blowing up now. And then Mason Ryan, and the last person I couldn't tell you who it is. So anyway, these are kind of like almost like opening up the vault and trying to remember who was available at these particular signings, because there's always a ton, or there was at the time, tons of people that signed things. So that's kind of the gist for wrestling collectibles. We do have more stuff, but this is what we have on display out here. And now, 15 minutes away from 25 years of Raw. I'll tell you, you guys always ask what my favorite collectibles are, Star Wars wise, but as far as like wrestling and or even outside of anything outside of Star Wars, the Slammy Award, hands down, I love that Slammy Award. And this is a prized possession. The Winged Eagle title, I mean, this has so much history to it. I absolutely love this title. It's like a piece of your childhood carried along with you in a package every day. It is starting. I can't remember the last time I was ever this excited for watching something on TV. Stephanie and Shane opening the show, which I guess kind of guarantees that maybe Vince either comes in now or ends the show tonight.
Every single one that has stepped foot between these ropes over the last 25 years to make Raw the success it is. Makes this show great each and every week.
Like seeing the McMahons out of character and kind of being gracious.
But most importantly, you're joining us over the last 25 years, or you're just recently viewing us, thank you very much for making Raw the success that it is.
Very cool. Stephanie kind of leading up here. Who could this be that she's announcing? Vince would be obvious.
And without whom none of us would be here, you and I certainly wouldn't.
I'm waiting for Hogan to come out.
Chairman of WWE,
Ah,
the creator of Monday Night Raw,
Vince in the house.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Fun fact, Jess hates when I play this song and do the Vince walk wherever we go. Very cool. Get to see all the McMahons kind of do their victory lap. It's well deserved. I mean, for as much criticism as they can get for modern day stuff that's happened in the last few years, they've truly built an empire themselves. Yes! Stone Cold coming out. Oh my god. This is like reliving TV from 20 years ago. I could not be any happier than I am right now. Just absolutely amazing. It literally takes 2 minutes of time for people to be more bought into this throwaway 25th anniversary moment than a year's worth of buildup of current TV. I think anybody that's on the current roster of any program today should be watching this and taking notes. Stunner for Shane. You can't tell me that Vince is going to be able to escape. They have to get him later in the night. Vince could be 100 years old. He still needs to take a stunner here. Vince with the Miller Lights.
But this is for old time's sake. Can take another time.
Oh my goodness. I would show you what is happening on the screen. Obviously, copyright reasons, I cannot do that. Vince barely sipping a beer. It's coming. By the way, we've got Eddie. Oh boy. Stunner for Vince. Stunner for Vince. Stunner for Vince. WWE kills all momentum by following up the awesome nostalgic opening segment with an 8-woman tag match. And then a commercial 2 minutes after it starts. Coach Harvey Whippleman, Brooklyn Brawler. Brooklyn Brawler's had some rough words for the WWE since he was gone. Oh, Teddy Long, this is awesome. I love these moments. Oh, Brother Love, I love you. It is hard to believe that they brought him back, even after he was just with TNA, not only a couple months ago. Awesome segment. Ooh, Undertaker is coming out at the Manhattan Center. Finally, something happened at the Manhattan Center. This is the first time that we've seen him since WrestleMania. And he actually looks like he's in really good shape. He does look old. I don't know why they have him come out with like this hair, because I'm pretty sure he's just bald at this point. Great moment though. Gotta say that was a pretty meh promo. Stone Cold bit was much better. I mean, Teddy Long bit was much better than that. APA doing a segment. Heath Slater and Rhino. All some of Mary's favorite guys. My favorite guys. Very cool. Another great segment. Better than the Undertaker segment. Bischoff. One of the loudest pops of the night. Eating dinner. Sponsored by Moe's. Reigns. Miz match. Actually really good. MVP. And Jeff Hardy with beer on the table. The Peep Show! The show is really taking a turn for the boring. We have Matt Hardy's push effectively just came to an end on TV instead of a pay-per-view. And now we're introducing all of the women from the past 25 years. Jackie gets a small pop from our partner here that has joined us midway through. Tori Wilson. She looks better as she's getting older. Terry Runnels. She looks great. See, you're kind of missing out on the biggest names there, with Sunny not being there and Brock Lesnar's wife. Of course, I can't remember her name at this exact moment now. Sable. Sable.
Oh,
how could I forget
Sable?
Sable? Yeah. Jericho with an Alpha Club shirt. Very cool.
Buy a ticket to Elias and sit in the stands.
It's just so bad.
I feel like you could do better. No, I should. Oh my god, I hate it.
It's John Cena.
He's so strong.
Mark Henry and the Godfather. The show has gone from really looking forward to seeing everything to all of a sudden becoming really depressing, realizing how awesome everything was to how bad everything is now.
Yeah.
The Dudleys are back!
It's my favorite.
No, it's not. Stop lying.
Nice! Testify!
Did you know that?
Jesse the Brain off camera has had an interesting experience with Titus O'Neil in the past where she ate food that he ordered from a stand outside of...
It wasn't his order, it was my order.
He was not a very happy man. Titus O'Neil would like to eat his sandwich.
It wasn't a sandwich.
It was a type of a sandwich.
Sandwich. Man, he's old
Mean
too.
Gene!
He looks old.
Oh my.
That guy.
My favorite. Mary and I have met Mean Gene. I've met him a few occasions.
So have I.
Yes. He's like the same height.
AJ doing a Hogan impression. But Mary and I met Mean Gene during the WCW days.
And you know where I met him? In space.
You see, Cammy, they believe there's
Space being Universal Studios.
No, I went to space.
Yes. Wait. I don't even know where to go from there. You know, here's another fun fact. Mary and I spent our first anniversary at Nassau Coliseum to see the WCW event because I believe Hogan was facing Ric Flair in the main event.
Yeah, first anniversary, yep.
And I've not heard the end of it ever since then. DX segment, I'm assuming coming close to closing out the show. Feels like everything is kind of like lost its steam a little bit. DX reunion going on here. But this is...
Yeah, this is my extent.
Mary has passed out. We get the bad guy.
Where did the guy come?
Finally. The club shows up. Little club versus DX. This is a cool moment.
What?
Squash match over with Dawson there. And Gallus and Anderson. Incoming long beatdown, most likely. Because of stuff that happened backstage over last week. Well, show's over. It was kind of meh. Started out really great and kind of declined throughout the show. But Royal Rumble Sunday, and we'll be watching it Sunday night. That's one of our favorite pay-per-views, so we have to get our White Castle dip on and watch the Rumble and get ready to see who's shaping up to fill out the WrestleMania card. But for now, we're going to say goodnight. Thanks for watching the show with us. Thank you very much for all of your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. We'll see you guys.
Yo, when it comes to my bros from the view from the cheap seats, there's only one thing to say. We don't get hyped. We stay hyped, baby!